What are the most reliable, longest lasting SUVs that are the least likely to give you issues as they age? Well, that's what we're going to find out. I'm Sherry Primack, a teacher, professional car buyer, and auto expert with over a decade experience helping thousands of consumers. I've hosted car shows, been a regular on the news, and reviewed the coolest cars. But helping the car buying public is what I do best. So for any car buying advice, make sure to subscribe. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. As a professional car consultant, the number one question I get asked by my clients shopping for a new car or SUV is which ones are the most reliable and the least likely to give me issues as they age over a period of say 10 to 15 years without costing me a fortune when it comes to repairs and maintenance costs. Now, I'm not talking about short-term reliability or initial quality studies from reputable organizations that only look at the first few years of ownership. No, I'm talking about long-term reliability. So if you're the type of person that holds on to their car for a very long time, say 8, 9, 10, even 15 years, but don't want to spend a lot of money on repairs and breakdowns or dealing with headaches in general, then these are the top SUVs that you need to consider. I'm going to focus on the compact crossover segment in the $30,000 to $40,000 price range because these are the type of SUVs that the majority of consumers are after and the most popular type in the market. Let's start with number 4, which is the Honda CR-V. Now, the CR-V is an excellent choice for anyone looking for a solid and reliable SUV. Honda has built a really strong reputation, and the CR-V is very well known for being able to last a very long time without having any serious breakdowns or repair issues. Plenty of owners have kept their CR-Vs for 10 to 15 years without having any serious mechanical issues, and they can easily rack up a few 100,000 miles with no problems at all. Now, although the CR-V is a very reliable SUV overall, the latest version has experienced a few issues that hold it back from the very top of this list. For example, many owners in colder climates have reported issues with the 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which is known for oil dilution, where the fuel mixes with the oil, causing all kinds of rough running, drivability problems, check engine lights, and just problems overall. Now, Honda did come up with some updates and an extended warranty for the engine to address the issue, but it just goes to show that sometimes complicated is not always the solution, which is why I always recommend to my clients, when possible, stick with a simple naturally aspirated engine versus a complicated turbocharged engine. Turbochargers are just more parts, more things to go wrong, and that tends to be the case with a lot of modern cars. Moving on to number 3, the Subaru Forester. The Forester, like many Subaru models, has earned a very strong reputation for build quality and long-term reliability. Subaru owners are famous for holding on to their cars for a very long time and having a low likelihood of experiencing any serious issues overall. I'm also a fan that Subaru sticks with a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine in the Forester, no complicated turbos to worry about here like in the CR-V. As solid as it is for long-term reliability, there are a few little things that do hold the Forester back. For one thing, the Boxer 4-cylinder engine, while not an issue in the newer models, has a history of head gasket issues and oil consumption. There's also the issue of the continuously variable, or CVT, transmission that Subaru uses in all of their models. Now, while the CVTs that Subaru uses seem to hold up pretty well over time, CVTs just don't have a history of strong reliability when compared to conventional transmissions like a 5 or 6-speed. Overall though, this is a solid pick, and if you want to buy an SUV to hold on to for a very long time, the Forester is a really strong choice. Moving on to SUV number 2, the Mazda CX-5. Now, Mazda is a brand that I probably wouldn't have put at the very top of the list many years ago, but Mazda has come a very long way, and their latest generation of models with Skyactiv technology are holding up extremely well over time with very few mechanical issues. The CX-5 is a really good example of this, with excellent build quality, strong reliability, and very few issues overall. What's great about Mazda is that on top of their amazing build quality, they don't mess with any complicated technology that's going to break down and be costly as the car ages. Mazda just doesn't like to mess with unproven complicated technology, which is why most of their cars like the CX-5 use a simple naturally aspirated engine with no complicated turbocharging, and they don't use CVT transmissions or engine start-stop systems that cause a lot of wear turning the engine on and off. Most trim levels come with a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine and just a conventional 6-speed automatic transmission. No complicated tech, just simple, well-proven hardware that's going to last you for the long haul. And finally, my number one pick for the most reliable compact crossover SUV is the Toyota RAV4. The RAV4 has a really well-earned reputation overall when it comes to long-term reliability and just a low likelihood of experiencing any serious issues or expensive repair costs. Like the Mazda, the RAV4 uses simple, well-proven technology that doesn't use anything complicated that can cause problems as the car ages. The RAV4 uses a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine with a conventional 8-speed automatic transmission. You can get front-wheel or all-wheel drive like the other SUVs, and there's also an optional hybrid model as well. Now, hybrid electric drivetrains are an example of complicated tech, but in this case, we have an example of where complication does not equal costly repairs. Like the regular gas models, Toyota's hybrids are built phenomenally well and can easily last for hundreds of thousands of miles without having any serious issues. Toyota just knows how to make a well-built, reliable SUV, which is not only reflected in its reputation for quality, but also in its very high resale value on the used car market. Now, although you might have to pay a little bit more for the RAV4 upfront, it's going to reward you in the long term with a reliable, stress-free ownership experience that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg when it comes to repairs and maintenance. Now, in case you're wondering where I got my data from for the reliability information on all of these SUVs, it's basically a compilation of anecdotal evidence from several different mechanics that I've spoken to that work on these cars on a regular basis. These were their top picks when it comes to long-term reliability. And when asked what cars and SUVs would you buy to keep for 10 to 15 years, these were the options that came consistently at the top of their lists. If you'd like to know what other cars or SUVs are reliable, or would just like to suggest another topic for a future video, please leave a comment below. And if you need any car advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, check out carhelpcanada.com. Their team of experts would be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.